What's up, Lucas? How are you? Y'all's follow up is insane. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Lucas? Here for it. Does any locator hiring a virtual assistant or using Indeed? Yeah, I'll get to that, Michael. Give me like 2 minutes to just finalize this setup, and then I'll. It is a good idea to hire a virtual assistant in certain areas. It's primarily for follow up, Michael. And the second thing is for collections, but it's more advanced. And I hesitate to say that because really your broker should do it for you, so you're not doing two jobs at once. But one sec here, and then I'm going to then answer all the questions. Okay, everything looks like it's connected. And let me just drop this link to the student that's asking me where do I join the live Q&A. So let me reply to Serena real quick. Boom, here it is. Okay, and then let me just put join us live now for an hour. Boom, title, join the Q&A now. Okay, let me just alert some of these students. And so let's do the red, and then let's do a GIF. Let's do live. Yes. And this is for October 8th. Post it. Oh, select a category. General, post it. Cool. Join here, paste, and comment. Cool. And it looks like I have Locator IQ pulled up. Maybe we do a screen share and I can show you guys how I'm following up using the IQ pipeline. It's really the best way ever for follow up when you're doing locating at a multiple six-figure level. You have to have pipeline marketing. So maybe I'll just share my screen and show y'all like how this happens if you guys would like to see that. And let's see. Okay, I'm back. How was your Murphy bed? It's really good. It's really good, Michael. Let me show you the Murphy. You want to see the Murphy bed? I'll show you it real quick before we start. Comment yes, Michael, and then I'll go show you the Murphy bed that I set up. Yeah, I set it up with a couple buddies over like 4 hours. It really wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, cool. All right, let me show you this. One sec here. All right, I'll show you it. My audio is going to cut off, but here. Is this still on? Yeah. What's up, Fiona? Let's see. Boom. Wah! Did you see the Murphy bed? I think my audio cut off or something. Yeah, it's like a godsend. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Now it's like another office because that was a small guest bedroom as well. And that Murphy bed really just frees up space because it's a big queen, you know? Okay, cool. Now that I showed you the Murphy bed, I think let's start. Cool. All right, so I usually play an intro video, but I'm going to skip it today. Okay, it's 4:59, so we're at a good spot to start. And yeah, I think we can start. Let's see. Serena says thank you. You're welcome, Serena. Let's see. She's one of our school students. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Cool. All right, guys. So welcome to the live Q&A. We do these every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless we change stuff, but usually that's when we do it. I have to immediately get off at 6 p.m. because I have a call scheduled myself on Zoom. And what else do I have to do today? I have to buy a bunch of pavers from Lowe's. Did you guys know you can save a lot of money on Lowe's the porcelain pavers, and they look good? So I don't know. I just figured that out. So I'm gonna go grab 5 pavers. I'm gonna do the 2 feet by 4 feet because if you guys didn't know, I removed all of my grass in the front lawn because grass makes 0 cents for your primary residence, you know, and you got to water it. You got to freaking pay someone $50 every 2 weeks. So I just removed all the grass and I put the Black Star like granite rocks instead. So now I got to go get some pavers and put them in there. Okay, let's see. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to prioritize all the Locator Academy students. We're going to answer their questions first. Maybe we'll do that second. And so first we'll answer the Skool student questions because they get priority, and then the Locator Academy student questions because those are more advanced. And what I've noticed is that when I get into answering super advanced questions on these live streams, a lot of you, it goes over your head. And so a lot of you guys just bounce and turn off the live stream. So let's do the more basic questions from the Skool students first. That's our entry level offer at our company, the National Association of Locators, where this year we released that low ticket offer. So now anyone can join and get our Locator crash course for free. Well, not free, but it's included in the low ticket Skool offer for just $67 a month. So that's really cool now. Obviously, the Apartment Locator Masterclass is way better, but it's still a great way to start and get your first couple of leases. And a lot of people have enjoyed doing that because like they join for only $67. We help them close a couple leases. That's thousands of dollars right there. And then they just use the profit to reinvest back up to the real masterclass that we offer. And then, of course, if they need us for 2 months of live calls on Zoom, then that's our third highest tier offer is the Locator Academy, where it's the same masterclass, but then you get us for 2 months on Zoom. And so it's just more support. But yeah, so let me answer all of the questions from our Skool students. Those will probably be more basic questions that you guys can follow along with easier. And then we'll get into the more advanced Locator Academy student questions as well. All right, so once I get started with that, then I'll answer everybody else's questions in the comments. So if you do have something that you're stuck on, if it comes to being a locator, the processes involved, or just digital marketing in general, just put them in the comments and then I'll answer them as soon as I answer the Skool student questions and then the Locator Academy student questions. 1 second, let me grab the charger so the camera doesn't die. All right, I'm back. Someone's saying, I like your art. Yeah, what's cool about dating an artist as a girlfriend is that all of the art I have in my house is custom made by her. So like she made this herself by hand. She made that, wherever it is. And yeah, it's cool. So we didn't buy nothing. All the art is made by Christina. It's pretty cool. All right, let me get into the questions right now. So let's see. Ava is asking, is locating a legit career path and what can I earn in the first 90 days? Yeah, I mean, the thing with locating, same with being a realtor, actually for being a realtor, this process is worse, but your first 2 months, you're really just learning and working and closing people because it's all mail money. Have you guys heard the term mail money? That means, you're doing all this work, people are signing leases, but you don't really get paid those checks in the mail for a couple of months. And the reason that's so is because the apartments don't pay you until someone actually signs the lease, but then moves in. So on their move-in date, then it's like a 30-day timer before they pay you. Now, I've been paid as quick as 10 days as a locator. Actually, the exact apartment was Highline in North Austin off Palmer Lane and Legendary Drive. That's the exact apartment that paid me in 10 days. But they're more class A, they're newer, and they like to just like pay their accounts, the account payable. They like to clear that every month and quick. So some properties will pay you fast if you're doing everything right. But usually it's a 1 month, like before you get paid. It can go over to 2 months. And like if you're getting paid, if it's taking you more than 2 months or 3 months maximum, but really 2 months, if it's taking you more than 2 months to collect, you're either with the wrong brokerage firm or something was messed up in the process, because apartments should never take you more than like 2.5 months to pay you. If that is happening to you, there's a problem that you could somewhere something needs to be solved. Okay. So Ava was asking, like, well, what can you expect to earn? It really just depends on you. Locating is kind of like a sales job. It's fully commission, basically. Most brokerage, it's fully commissioned. So you're a 1099 contract, subcontractor. And so, with sales in general, it's hard to tell anyone a number. Like, you can earn this much, because to give you an example, we have students that, they'll make $5,000 in production. We have another student, like, what's his name? This guy in San Antonio, this Asian guy. I forgot your name. I'm sorry if you're listening to this, but he made $45,000 in San Antonio. So, like, per month in one city. So when someone's asking us, like, how much can you make from locating? I don't know. But what I do know is that the range that we're seeing is like 5 to 45,000. That's kind of like the range that we see as far as like sales production monthly. So that's kind of the range. Like, ever so rarely does a student go past 40K a month as a solo agent. So that's kind of like the ceiling that we've seen. We did have one student, Angela, did over $100,000 in 1 month dealing with commercial clients. When I showed her how to like reach out to short-term rental companies, she did over, I think it was like $116,000 1 month. So she kind of holds the record, her and I. When I did the commercial blanket lease deals, those are called blanket leasing. They're rare. They don't happen often. It's not really your bread and butter. But sometimes when you work with companies and they have like employee relocation, I've worked with Dell before, Apple, little teams in the city in Austin, in North Austin. Sometimes they need you to like help all their employees rent apartments. So you can rent like 10 apartments in one deal. And that's where you get the 5-figure payouts on one deal, right? So Angela did that like 5 times 1 month for a couple different companies and did like $116,000 in a month, but it's ultra rare, So as a company, the way we kind of market everything when we run ads is we tell agents, look, if you're having a hard time as a realtor, because selling houses is hard as hell, there's like 10 steps, there's timing, there's contract review, legal pressure, and you kind of have to drive around sometimes when you work with resale, because there is no other option. There's like lock boxes on the dang property. So like, that's hard. But we tell people, look, with apartment locating, if you pivot to this model, it's literally 3 steps. You post ads for free online on behalf of good deals on apartments. People reply to you. You try to get them on a quick call, whether it's manual or Zoom. Zoom is better, but you can do this manually when you start off. Once they're on the call, you go, go to these 2 apartments. They're doing big move-in specials. It's the best in your area. Go tour this Saturday. And that's it, right? So you push people remote from home to go tour, and you remind them to write your name on the app. So if you can do that, the 3rd step is just follow up, right? I'll show you how I'm following up and what tool I use here in a second. But that's kind of the whole business. Free ad, you hop on a quick phone call. We're not selling anything in this sales job, right? So it is sales, it is fully commissioned, but it's not like you're asking for money. That becomes way harder. When you ask people for money, it just naturally becomes way harder to be good at that kind of a job. But with locating, you're posting ads, people come to you and you tell them, these are 2 great options, go tour. And then when they write your name down, boom, $2 to $4,000. So it's just naturally going to be easier when you're not charging money for a service. Okay. But it's also less steps compared to being a realtor. So, what we say as a company is we say, look, if you pivot to locating, you actually get guidance from people in a team that really understands locating. I have 10 years experience myself, and my company, NAL, me and my small team of like 6 people, we've trained over 700 locators, which is more than any company in the world. So when you get support from a company that knows this niche, you get what we promote and what we market is like, we'll get you to 12K or more production every month if you actually go through our real program. So like, not the crash course, the real apartment locating masterclass, and you lean on us for support every single week, we can get you confidently to 12K a month in production or more. And that's a great, like we can actually do that, So yeah, the range it just kind of depends on your dedication and everything. Okay, so Marcus is asking, do I need a real estate license to start, and how fast can I get one? I got licensed, Marcus, in 22 days from when I paid for the online classes to taking my test in Texas and getting licensed. It took me 22 days. So yeah, you can get your real estate license. You need a real estate license in almost every market except for Colorado. So Denver, Colorado. That's like the popular locating market over there is Denver, maybe Colorado Springs. And in that market, you don't need a real estate license, but you should just get one anyways. Because even in Denver, where you don't need a license to be a locator, you will just get paid faster and on time when they know and they see that you're licensed. It's as if they prioritize you when you have a license to pay you faster. So I'm just going to answer and say, yeah, you need a real estate license. And how fast can you get one? It depends on your speed. But when I did it, I studied for like 3 hours a day, every single day. And 22 days later, I was licensed. Okay, Emily is asking, how do locators get paid? When do the commissions hit? And what's a realistic first month goal? All right, that's a good question. So locators were paid out of the advertising budget that's set aside to pay locators with. So if you think about it, pretend you just started a brand new apartment, 200 units, and you just funded it yourself. I don't know, right? What's the most important thing to you? Getting renters in your vacant units immediately, right? So you can do one of two things. If you're someone who created an apartment, a multifamily building, you can pay your own staff internally to promote, to do marketing. That costs money up front. You can hire an ad agency. That costs even more money up front before you get any tenants. Or another thing that you can do is instead of like doing your own marketing, hiring an agency, what you could do is you could work with locators. And so as a locator, say you're an apartment owner and you have like 200 units you need to fill, you can pay me after I bring you a tenant that's qualified, you qualify them, and they sign a 1-year lease. 30 days later, then you pay me 1 month of the rent or 2 months as commission. So you would rather do that, Emily, because you don't have to come out of pocket to get tenants, right? Money's already tight. You just funded a whole ass building with 200 units. So that's why we exist, and that's why this field makes the most sense for those that are lucky enough to even know what apartment locating is, right? Because it started in Austin and it's spread to like 7 states, but most of the United States doesn't even know this business exists, right? It's like that movie Wolf of Wall Street when Jordan Belfort found out about the penny stocks and how much more commission they paid, and then no one else really caught on. Like people were trading in Wall Street while Jordan Belfort was selling penny stocks for higher commission. It's kind of like that analogy, right? Real estate agents or realtors know selling houses is hard. Well, what's the alternative? Rental houses. But the problem with rental houses is that it's only 30%, maybe 40% of the first month's rent as commission, but just the same amount of work as if you're selling a house, because there's still contracts involved, there's still negotiations, there's still touring of houses with the damn lockbox. So like, no, realtors don't like rentals because they think of rental houses. But the trick here and the angle is to do regular apartment locating, because it's not a 40% payout of the first month's rent. It's up to 200%, and it's easier. And you can send clients there by themselves, right? And the staff closes them while you're sitting at home doing Zoom calls for more average income than a realtor. If you go to Indeed.com or Glassdoor or Simply Hired or ChatGPT, it's proven nowadays that the average income for a locator is higher than a realtor on average. So that's why we're focused on this model. It's as if no one really knows that this exists, right? There are 3,000-ish active locators compared to 1.5 million realtors. So it's as if we're Wall Street traders selling penny stock. Does that make sense? That's why we do this. Okay. What's a realistic first month goal? I would just say shoot for like 1 lease a week, Emily. If you can post a bunch of ads for free organically, maybe work some leads that your broker will provide for you as long as you go with a locator broker. Just do 1 lease a week. Because like This is what we tell our students when we have Locator Academy students that sign up to our high ticket one-on-one coaching, the highest level of support we have at my company. When we do the 90-minute warm up call with them, we shoot for break even. So we tell them like, hey, look, you invested high 4 figures into our academy just now. This is your realistic 1 month goal. And we tell them like, you're going to shoot for 1 lease a week. And you know, I can do 3 leases in a day. So we tell them, look, you're going to shoot for 1 lease a week. That's so doable. And then next week, another lease. The next week, another lease. So by the end of your 30 days, just do 4. Just do 4 at regular commission of, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 commission. Okay. It's true that you can go downtown, you can lease a 2-bedroom for $3,000 a month rent because it's downtown, and they can pay you 200% commission and you can make $6,000 off 1 lease. That is true, but it's less common. And downtown is a more advanced market to get familiar with. So, you know, we don't just overpromise that. We tell people, look, even if you lease a 1-bedroom on the outskirts of the city, you're still going to make $1,500 or so. So we tell them, just shoot for 1 of those a week. In a month, close 4 people. That's like all your investment back that you just paid to enter our Locator Academy. Yet you still have us for an additional month live to support you. So then the goal that we kind of set our students, we set them up with is just to break even. Like, let's get your money back. We know this is high ticket. It's an emotional investment. Let's do the most we can to get your money back. Then every month forever in your life that you continue locating, it's a 2x return, a 3x return. Month 4, it's a 4x return, a 5x. There's an infinity return because you can just keep doing the job. But that's kind of like the expectation that we give people is like, look, do 4 leases, right? You get 40 leads, close 10% of them. I can close 30%, but you just try to close 10%. That's 4 leases. That's like, I don't know, $8,000 your first month. Okay. Let's see here. Brian is asking, what is the simplest daily routine to land my first 3 leases without ad spend? Yeah, it's just do all the organic methods. I even think that you have, we walk you through organic methods in the Skool community, which in the crash course as well. So it's like, you want to use Marketplace, but you want to use it correctly. You want to upload a video tour because Facebook lets you do that. You really want to use the voice reply chat feature. So don't go back and forth with people so much in Marketplace. You post a good deal by manipulating your database so you know what the good deals are in one neighborhood. You post on behalf of great deals. And when you get a hit, voice reply and say, hey, what's up? This is Pierre. I'm just introducing myself. Yeah, this deal is amazing if you're looking to rent down there. You want to hop on a quick call so you don't lose the special? That's literally my pitch every single time on Marketplace. But you have to use a voice reply or not, people are just gonna ghost you, right? So you gotta give them a reason to call you. So my reason that I use every single time, the way we teach our students, is I just tell people, yeah, this is available. You want to give me a quick call so you don't lose the special? The key words are so you don't lose the special. And then they're like, oh crap, yep, call me. And then I get on the phone with them and then I close them. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to live in Cedar Park? Go to these 2. They're doing 2 months free. Can you tour now or on Saturday? Yes. Make sure to write Pierre on the app. Done. That's how I close 3 people on the Saturday, because it's the same thing every time. But you want to avoid being a regular locator that's like texting people, yes, it's available. When are you looking to move in? Do you have any evictions? Ghost. Then you get ghosted. So like the key with Marketplace is voice reply, make it enticing. Hey, give me a quick call right now so we don't lose the 2 months free. Then they call you, push them out. Do it quick. Don't go back and forth in Marketplace like an idiot. Okay, that's how you do Marketplace. But then you also want to set up a Craigslist auto poster. That video lesson we reserve in the Masterclass. You set it and you forget it. It posts like 5 ads a day for you automatically. It still works. The next thing is like getting the most out of next door in your local neighborhood. Like a lot of locators just don't do that, but it works. The next thing is working the free leads that your brokers will just give you. And then the next method of organic marketing is like doing our guerrilla marketing method, where you're using business cards and flyers, but not like stupid flyers and stupid business cards. What we do is we create a QR code that's premium on Locator IQ. We etch it onto the business card and we tell the staff, hey, have the walk-in traffic that you can't help, scan the damn thing. Because when you scan it, we can track it in IQ. And if you can track something, you can scale it. So when we teach guerrilla marketing, it isn't in like some dumb method from like 1980. We have actual systems in there where we can track everything and it boots up an auto survey. I don't want to go too into like our processes, but that's what we do with guerrilla marketing is yes, we have pretty flyers. We share our Canva template with everyone and business cards, but we're really pointing them to like scan and just go through our automatic pre-qual survey. And then it leads them to book a Zoom call and then boom, you get on the call, close them, right? So it's using guerrilla marketing in like a non-stupid way, the way we walk you through. Okay, and then other than that, get into paid ads. that's all it takes for lead gen. All right, Jasmine is asking, what is a minimum Locator IQ setup to start booking tours this week? Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So Locator IQ is our all-in-one CRM. There might be a logo here or here. And what you want to do, because like you can do a lot with IQ, it can kind of get overwhelming. To get your first 3 leases right away, what you want to do is you want to like use the IQ pipeline only. So like get organized on the pipeline. You don't have to set up the A2P and all this like advanced stuff that you can do on IQ. Just get familiar with like, okay, I'm posting on Marketplace. I'm voice replying the way Pierre is teaching me because fucking it works. And then just manually organize them in the IQ pipeline. And that's it. So that's how you can use IQ in like a non-complicated way because you can do a lot with IQ. You can post your social media stuff on Locator IQ. You can call people on Locator IQ, record the call. There's so much you can do and it's overwhelming. So like to answer your question, just use the pipeline feature. Let me see if I can show you that as well. I'll show you that here in just a second. But yeah, that's what you would do. So like the IQ pipeline. I'll show you in a moment. Hold on, Jasmine. I'll show you in a second. Okay, now let's get into the more advanced questions. We're going to get into the advanced Locator Academy student questions. Okay, so should I share my screen now or should I answer these advanced questions? Let me share my screen now before I answer the advanced questions. And then I'll answer everyone's comments as well. Okay. Let's see here. Real quick, Adrian. What's up, Adrian? Good to see you again. He's asking, does having a distinct image or personality help? Yeah, for sure. I make my clients laugh all the time. And, you know, it's not that like high pressure. When you do locating full time, it's not that high pressure because you're just helping people for free, you know, so you can make them laugh, whatever. You're never going to ask them for money. So I always kind of like, I'm always myself with my leads on Zoom calls. I make them laugh when I can. And I just tell them like, look, man, go lease this apartment in Cedar Park. You want to be in Cedar Park? Like, I know you said it's $1,500 a month max, but this one's $1,600, but they're doing 2 months free. So when you prorate it, you're paying $1,400. I'm like, just go tour. I always like try to make them laugh and push them. I'm like, go tour, man. Trust me, it's the best deal. And they do go. So yeah, you can use your personality when you are talking to leads. It does work, right? And look, it's not like we're charging them money. We're locators. Okay, real quick, let me go ahead and share my screen. And so I can show, what was your name again? Your name is Jasmine. Let me show Jasmine, like she was asking a good question. Let's see, screen share, entire screen share. Okay, hello. Can you guys just confirm that you can see my screen, please? Can someone just say like, yes, I can hear you and see your screen before I proceed? This would be really helpful. Yeah, if someone could just like comment like, yes, I can see your screen and hear you, that would be sweet. And then I'll start. It gets kind of glitchy like when I do this. And then let me get rid of this stupid, like, get rid of that. Okay, now it's better. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, yes. Thank you, Anita. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. All right. So this is Locator IQ. Uh, Jasmine was asking like, "Hey, how do I use IQ in like the most minimal way possible, and just so I can get started, right? Because there's a lot you can do with IQ. Okay, I mean, we even have contract software, so you don't need DocuSign anymore. Also, one quick thing about IQ that a lot of users just don't know is how Google Drive or like Dropbox or OneDrive, how you have like limited amount of storage in the cloud. So with Locator IQ, you can use this media storage section, like create a bunch of folders, and you can upload files, images, and videos in 4K, unlimited. We give you unlimited cloud storage. So, and it's already a part of IQ that you're paying. So you don't have to pay for like, more terabytes on like Drive or OneDrive or whatever. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, it's under media storage as well. We thought of that. Okay. So you see this little guy right here? It's like pipeline with the arrow. Okay, I'm in the dummy account, but this is what you would do when you're starting as a locator. You're going to do manual approaches. Okay, you're not going to have the sophisticated survey set up. You're not going to have Zoom set up. You're not going to have all the advanced stuff that we teach in the masterclass set up. Not your first month. That's the reality. But the way, and look, we'll build to that. But the way you get the most out of IQ is just by using the pipeline in a basic way. So say that you are extracting phone numbers on, I don't know, Marketplace is one of them, because a lot of you use Marketplace. Whenever you have leads and they reply and it's actually like you're talking to them, it's going well, then what you want to do is you want to click this button, add opportunity here. And so you click here, and then you just start typing in their name, their email, and their phone number. And this is, of course, you're probably going to ask for this stuff over the phone when they're on the phone. So then you hit create. And so what this allows you to do is manually add contacts into your pipeline. So now when they're under new lead, this is like just a dummy account, you'll see them under new leads. Okay. If they ghost you, well, the system knows that they ghosted you. So it'll automatically move them to ghosted. If you book a Zoom call, the system should automatically drag them here. So you know that all the people who booked a Zoom call are here. So this is pipeline marketing. These are stages on how everything is going. And one great way to use IQ is to start getting comfortable with the pipeline marketing, right? Because if someone actually attended the call, then boom, they're over here. Attended the call, send list. Let's make it full screen. Boom. Okay. So now when you attend the call, you send them a few options that meet their criteria. Sometimes it's the same unit that they replied on. And then if they, you keep following up with them by clicking into the card, putting in a note. This is what we teach. We teach whenever you make contact, you put a note on how it went. They want to tour, touring Saturday. I should follow up, whatever. Make a note. Then the next thing you do is you're going to make a task. And so for this task here, we're going to say Saturday tour follow-up. And then you can give it more specifics, like had a good call, call them to confirm the tour on the 2 apartments. Okay. And I don't know, maybe they're checking out Highline and 9520. I don't know. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a task. Right now it's Wednesday. So say, all right, Saturday, I'm going to follow up. But let's pretend today, Saturday is the following day. And I'm going to set this to 10 a.m. and then I'm going to create a task. Okay, I'm going to assign it to myself, so Pierre, and then I'm going to save a task. If you can get into a habit of manually creating a contact into your pipeline and then creating these tasks, if you join our academy and you start doing 100 to 300 leads a month, it's going to be basically near impossible to have 100 of these cards in your pipeline and then remember like what to follow up. You're going to forget. Okay. You start forgetting at like 15 leads. So imagine having 200. So if you get into a habit of like, okay, every time I call someone and follow up, I'm making a note and I'm making a task. Okay. Once you do that, you can come over here to manage fields. And this is one way that Locator IQ differentiates from like Go High Level, since they're similar. There's one thing like Go High Level can't do. You go in here, you go into primary contact details, you click on this one, days till next task due date, right there, and then you hit add. Once you do that, if there's a task that is like same day, like, okay, September due tomorrow, right? We should refresh, and then it's gonna like outline them with color, either yellow or red. I'm gonna show you right now. Let's just refresh. Let's see if it actually does it. Yeah, so yellow, right? So imagine having like 100 of these contact cards. As long as you did a good job creating a task on what to do next, the system, if you need to take action tomorrow, it'll highlight them yellow like this. Go High Level doesn't do this. They just don't do it. We had to like code this in, okay? And then if you had a task that's due today, like same business day, this would be red, not yellow, right? So watch, let me show you this. And this is like all you have to get comfortable with for like bulletproof follow-up. Okay, so we're gonna go in here, hit edit, and then the task, this one's gonna be due today, let's say. Let's just pretend it's like in the future and it's due today. So save, and then cool, let's get out of here now. And then now let's hit refresh. And you'll see now the card should be red because we have to actually take action on something today. Okay, it's red. You see how it's red? It's red. Great. So this gives you a lot of clarity, because if you get into a habit of like keep on adding contacts manually and you're organizing them in the right pipeline stage, once you have 100 of these leads, you can just visually look and just scan through here and go, I don't even remember what I need to do today. And you just go find anything that's red. You go, oh my God, this one's red. Okay, I have to do something today. You go into the task and it says, had a good call. Call them to confirm the tour on the 2 apartments, Highline and 9520. Boom, I know what to do. Now I'm going to hit the phone in IQ right here, and you can just straight up call them, right? And so when you call them, IQ will record the call and save it under the contact card. So you'll always have those calls recorded. Why do we do this? So you can improve, for one, especially if you have a team, but for two, for collection support. If someone's like, I don't know who talked to them first, boom, IQ recorded the call and date stamped it right here. You see the date stamp? So this is what turns into your online guest card. So when properties ask me for like a guest card, I don't actually fill one out like as if I'm not an advanced digital marketer. I just take a screenshot of this and it has a date stamp and everything, and this turns into my online guest card, and I'll just email it over. Okay, so getting into a habit of just turning on the color label for visual organization and just manually adding them is what's going to help you now in your first 30 days. Now, of course, once you're more advanced into our real Locator Academy, all of this stuff is automated. So like when you book a Zoom call from an ad, the card is already added to new leads. If someone calls you, texts you, sends you a social media message, they're automatically added into new leads. When someone books a call, it's already inside the stage for you. So you don't really have to do anything manually, but that takes effort. Like you need a coach to set that up, right? And then when people cancel on you, the Zoom call, it automatically moves them here to canceled. Everything is automatic once you like finish the Locator Academy. And so it's cool to just get on here and you're like, all right, well, these are all the people that canceled. I should probably follow up with them. These are all the people I have booked going forward. And then these are all the people that are ghosting me. And the system like automatically positions them for you once we set up all of the more advanced workflows. We can't get into that in like a live Q&A. But basically, to answer Jasmine's question, you just want to like get into a habit of like manually adding them, using the voice reply on Marketplace, at least turn on the color feature so you're just not lost. Because if you're a day late on follow-up, you're not going to make thousands of dollars. So I would just say getting comfortable with the IQ pipeline is how you can do this. And then in the actual program, we show you how to strengthen your ghosting or your follow-up by using like an automation workflow that we have pre-built for everyone that signs up to IQ. So like let's say you were following up with John Smith. Okay. Depending on how you configured your ghosting automation, if John Smith doesn't reply to me for 7 days, the system automatically moves him to ghosted and then puts him in a 30-day sequence where we text him, email him, voicemail drop, like social proof, apartment specials, all automatically for you to try to get him to reply to you once. And if he replies to you once, then the automation ends. That's more advanced though. That's way more advanced. But that's like the whole point of like having us help you set this up through the academy. Is like we have some serious time-saving, efficient automations that fire while you sleep. So like when people ghost me, I'm not really worried because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow up with my leads for 7 days manually. I'm gonna keep on coming in here. I'm gonna take notes every time I call them. I'm gonna create tasks. That's what I can do manually. If there's no reply for 7 days in a row, I already know my system's going to organize them in ghosted and then follow up for me for 30 days. And so that's why someone in here was like, your follow-up, it's crazy. It's because we use automations like as real digital marketers. Okay, that's more advanced. Now, let me stop sharing my screen. I hope that was helpful. Boom. Do we have to ask real estate questions or can we ask anything? Hey, what's up? Yeah, you can ask anything. You can ask me absolutely anything. Digital marketing, locator, business questions, it doesn't matter. I have all the answers. Okay. What's up, Jessica? Good to see you in here. If you have a question, I'll prioritize you. Now let me get into more of the advanced questions now from our Locator Academy students, like Jessica is on here. What's up, Jessica? Let's see. Quick question for Jessica. How did the call go yesterday? Did that go good with Alex? And how are they doing? Please drop a comment. I want to make sure that you're not stuck anywhere since you're part of the academy. Okay, now let me answer Tyler's questions. He's in the academy. This one's more advanced though, so I'll try to go quicker on the advanced questions. Tyler is asking a question about paid ads. Okay, so you're running paid ads. Congrats, Tyler. Most locators don't do that. At $50 per day on Google, should I use Search, Performance Max, or LSAs? And how do I structure ad groups for renter intent? Okay, so let me answer. The ad group, Tyler, that you want to use is the same targeting every time. Household type, renter, and then the intent is in the market to rent soon. Just select those two filters and you're good. Let me see if I can pull up a straight up image of that so I can show you like what I'm talking about on what you select for Google Ads. One sec. I know I sent this to Alex just the other day. I was like, this is what you select. Don't tell me I lost it. Damn, I lost it. I thought I had it. I just sent a screenshot of this to someone the other day. Okay, so yeah, when you're under the ad group settings, Tyler, in your Google paid ads, you want to select the household type renter, and then you want to select the intent type in market to rent soon. That's all you do for your ad group level. Don't do anything else. I know it gets like addicted. It's like Google lets you keep stacking interest targeting. Don't do that because it becomes way too narrow. What's beautiful about being a locator is that paid ads, they're not really that hard. As long as your ad group is like show to people that are, renters that are in the market renting soon. Some of you might be asking, how does Google know that they're going to rent soon? It's because what do you think people look up when they're on Google? Luxury apartment near me, cheap apartment near me, loft style apartments near me. They're Googling all of this, and Google owns YouTube. So like you're going to run a YouTube ad for one, but that's how Google actually knows that people are probably in the market about to rent soon because they're Googling all this stuff like in real time. Facebook and Instagram, no one looks that stuff up on Meta. That's why for Meta, you would run a remarketing campaign, but not cold. You would never do a cold campaign on Facebook unless you don't know what you're doing. You would always start your cold campaigns on Google and then remarket to them on Meta because Facebook and Instagram are cheaper placements, but only for remarketing. It took me thousands of dollars wasted before I figured that out. Okay, and so then the next part of your question was that you're running $50 a day, Tyler. So that means you're doing $1,500 a month on Google. Should I use search, performance max, or LSAs? Don't use search ever. You can use LSAs. The video lesson that we have on that is not actually released yet. We're gonna revamp the LSA, Tyler. So just give us like a week, and then we'll finish the paid ad week in the academy. LSA stands for local search ads. And what's really awesome about local search ads over search, Tyler, is that with search ads, like you're talking about keywords, right? Whenever someone clicks, you're charged. But with LSA ads, those are local search ads. So they only appear in like your zip code or your area, but you don't get charged per click. You get charged by booked lead. So I would argue as a locator, you don't really ever have to run search keyword ads ever, unless you're just a big company and you want the SEO boost. Like, sure, if you have money to blow, but when you're doing Google, you want to only run a YouTube video ad direct to your survey. And then if you have more budget, then do the LSA only, the local search ads, because you're still presented in the Google search, but you're only charged when they actually book and they're a lead for you. How amazing is that? Most agents don't even know about LSA ads. It's one that we kind of reserve for the Locator Academy. So give me a week and I'll do the new video lesson on the LSAs. Okay. But yeah, that's what you would do at $50 a day. Is I would even do like 20 to 30% of your budget should go to LSAs, but then 70 or 80% of your budget should straight up be a YouTube video to survey. It just works better, in my opinion. If you want to split test that, don't go more than like 50-50. So like 50 LSA, 50 YouTube ad, and that's your wrap. Just don't overcomplicate it. Okay, Megan. She's in the Locator Academy, so shout out to you. What negative keyword list should I load on day one to cut wasted spend fast? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. All right. So you're talking about negative keywords on Google. What should you add on the first day to like to cut wasted ad spend? I think we provide a list of negative keywords in the course somewhere. If not, let me know, Megan, and I'll upload it. But don't get so wrapped up on, oh, someone's trying to call me. Don't get so wrapped up on negative keywords. As long as your ad group setting is like household renter, intent, looking to rent soon, you can almost just run off of that. It is important to like slowly keep optimizing your negative keywords. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, negative keywords are a list of keywords that you upload to Google Ads, and you're telling the Google Ad Manager, hey, if anyone looks up these keywords, don't present my ad because it's not relevant. So as far as your negative keywords, you almost don't have to upload any. As long as your city is selected, the intent is selected, the household type is selected, you almost don't have to add any right away. But after a month or 2 months of running ads, then go into like your LSA or Google search reporting, and then you'll see keywords that are like super expensive for no reason over what's normal. And you could like cherry pick those and slowly add them to keywords later. You'll get a lot of like long tail keywords that you'll never really think of until you look at the report. And so if anything is like way off, where it's like, I don't know, $18 a click, and you're like, what is going on? You can select that and then copy paste it, add it into the negative keyword campaign. So you could just do that over time, but I wouldn't really sweat like negative keywords right away, just because the intent targeting is just so precise anyways. So like most locators are going to do like one city, Austin, Texas, household renter, intent, they're looking to rent soon. Just run the ad and push them to the survey. Give it a month or so, and then you can start like cherry picking little negative keywords. It does help, but it's just not that critical. You know, this is an example of like a business where negatives are critical. So if you're like a lawyer, let's say, and you're generating leads for like cases that you're trying to sign as a lawyer company, well, then yeah, on day one, you would want to upload negative keywords that's like free lawyer, pro bono cases, things like that. Or say that you don't really want to work with like family violence, then you would put it in family violence, assault, and then you add those to the negative keywords. Because maybe you're just like, I don't know, like a DUI lawyer only. So then it's really important to set that up in the beginning, especially like the pro bono, if like you're looking to make money as a lawyer. So then negative keywords would be really important. But as a locator, our business is just not that hard. You know, we're just presenting an ad for people that are looking to rent. We're like, hey, you need to rent soon? Click this survey. I know all the best deals, and it's free. So it's not like you need to stress out about negative keywords. But just add them like in time after you can pull like ad reporting. Okay, Carlos. What's up, Carlos? It's cool to see these alumni Locator Academy students come in. Okay, how do I track end-to-end with GA4 enhanced conversions and offline lease imports from Locator IQ back into Google Ads? Damn, of course Carlos is going to ask a really, really advanced paid ads question. What's up, Carlos? Okay, damn. All right, let's get to it. How do I track end-to-end GA4? So GA4 is the Google Analytics 4. It's basically a pixel, or a pixel is a cookie. It's the same thing. How do you track it using GA4? You can use your Google Analytics pixel on your landing pages and stuff, but man, dude, just do Google Tag Manager. It's way easier. You don't really just put your universal your Google GA4 pixel. Copy the universal pixel, paste it in your main survey, paste it in your main landing page, just the universal survey, and that's it. You don't have to overcomplicate it. In fact, you don't even have to do that. Just set up a Google tag, use Google Tag Managers. It's more reliable in my experience for tracking, and it's way easier to set up with like no code. So first off, just use Google G tags. Don't even get into GA4. What's the next thing? Enhanced conversions. All right. So how do you handle your enhanced conversions? The only thing to do to like enhance your conversion reporting is to go into Locator IQ, start a workflow, and we actually have a trigger that says when this action happens, send the leads info hashed back into GA4 by using the what's the workflow step? It's like a I don't know. Just go to IQ and type in like Google Ads. You'll see one of the steps, and it'll be like the API, CAPI. That's what it is. CAPI, conversion API tracking. We have a step in IQ where if you set up a workflow, whenever you lead gen, if you want that info fed back to Google Ads to enhance your conversion reporting, so you get better contact hashing, just use the CAPI step, and it pushes every lead that's generated back into your Google Pixel, enhancing your conversion data. Because you're talking about how to like hash contacts better, so when you run marketing, it's just more accurate. So that's how you would do that, Carlos. It's in IQ. Just look for a CAPI and then run that right after your trigger back into your Google Ad account, and you're done. That's how you enhance your conversions. Offline lease imports from Locator IQ back into Google Ads. You only need to do that, Carlos, if you're spending over $5,000 a month on paid ads. If you said that you're running 50, no, that was Tyler. So if you're not running over $5,000 a month of paid ads as a locator, you do not need to set up back end offline conversion data back into Google. It's overkill. You don't need to do that at $5K a month. Just run through the report. It'll be like 5% off. Who cares? You don't need to do that. If you're doing more than $5,000 a month on paid ads, just DM me privately, and I'll show you what we're doing, Carlos. But don't stress out the offline conversion tracking to Google Ads unless you're over 5K a month. Okay. Let's see, Lauren. What's up, Lauren? What are the exact pause scale and bid rules based on CPL and CPA thresholds so I don't burn budget? Okay, the answer to this, Lauren, is you want to use our simple king of the hill method when you run paid ads. So you have one ad running and you have a second ad that's challenging it. That's all you really do. Now, you only crown the second ad the king of the hill if it's beating your CPL, your cost per lead, by over 20%. And then if your cost per acquisition, well, you're trying to generate leads. So like CPA and CPL will actually be the same thing for you as a locator. Okay. Your cost per lead, like that is the conversion event that you want, is you just want a lead. No one's going to purchase anything. So your cost per lead is the same as your cost per acquisition for a locator, right? This is different if you were like selling stuff for money, because then you would have a cost per lead and then a CPA, a cost per acquisition. Like, okay, it costs you $5, let's say, to get them as a lead, but $50 for them to actually purchase, right? So then CPA and CPL would be different. But for you as a locator, CPL is CPA. It's the same thing, because all we want is leads. Does that make sense? So only kind of switch and crown another ad the new king of the hill after over 3 days of it running. Let it reach like 2,000 impressions or more. Then look at the data reporting on Google. And if it's actually beating your cost per lead by over 20%, then crown it the new king, delete the other ad, and add a new challenger. And then you rinse and repeat. The thing is, don't get trigger happy with like crowning an ad a winner, because this is what I mean, okay? Let's say you have one solid ad that's just performing well for you, $50, and they book a call. I don't know, right? Just pretend. And then you run a challenger ad and you're like, oh, this ad is $47 per lead. It's better than my winner. Swap. Don't do that. Don't do that. It has to be over 20% more profitable. So if you're getting leads at $50 a book call, you would not, your challenger ad has to be like $40 a book call, or really like 39, over 20% more. And then you crown it the king. The reason you do that is because when you run a fresh ad, sometimes it beats your winner, but it's not going to hold that number for like all of time as you scale. So like if you accidentally crown your challenger ad the king way too early, like 3 weeks will go by and then you're like, oh no, it's $60 cost per lead. My original ad was better. Why did that happen? Because after time went by, the market kind of adjusted and it didn't hold that number. So if you're going to actually swap ads and delete one, it has to beat the challenger has to beat the control by over 20%. Then it's safe to swap. So just don't get trigger happy with that. Okay. Hopefully that helps. And so then you were asking about how to pause and scale. So if you're trying to scale your budget, Lauren, don't scale by more than 20% per day ever. Because if you scale and you increase your budget from like $50 a day to $70 a day, you're going to reset the learning on both Google and Facebook. So just don't, the rule of thumb that we teach is like, just don't increase your budget more than 20% a day, and then you won't like accidentally reset learning. Okay, and then how to pause ads. Yeah, you can always pause an ad. So Lauren, if you're running 2 ads, let's say on, I don't know, Facebook, let's say you're running 2 ads. One's a video, one's an image. You're just testing the king of the hill method, okay? If your video ad is eating like 80% of the budget and you're like, damn it, give it more budget to the damn picture, and you don't know how to give it more budget, because Facebook does that. It's classic to do that. Just pause the greedy ad for less than a day. And as long as you pause it for less than a day, then you can force funnel ad spend to the picture and like then get it up to your 2,000 impressions before you judge it. Just make sure to unpause the winner in under 24 hours, or not, you run the risk of resetting the learning stage all over again. So that's how you pause ads, Lauren. Pause one, feed the budget into the other one, then unpause it in under a day. I use Alexa a lot. I'm always like talking to Alexa. I'm like, remind me in 23 hours to unpause my ad. Okay. Nathan, last question here. Nathan, how do I streamline social posting with weekly pillars, batching, auto scheduling, and DM automation without sounding spammy? Yeah, keep it down to earth. But what you want to do is use IQ, go to the marketing section. So like log into IQ, go to marketing submenu, and then in the marketing, you'll see the social planner. And so you can like basically auto schedule all of your social media using IQ. And the weekly pillars batching, yeah, and just set it like every week in IQ. That's how you do that. And then DM automation, there's a workflow that we have. So if you go to IQ, go to automations, there's a workflow, and just set the trigger, like anyone who comments on my social media, anyone who DMs me, that's the trigger. And then your reply can be based on your creativity. I'm pretty sure we have a template though on how we handle that on IQ. Like pre-built for you. That's what's cool about IQ, is we can pre-build almost everything for everyone the second they sign up. So what you can do is you can create your own or just run with our template. It's like whenever someone comments on your post or something, it's just reaching out to them like, hey, thanks for the follow. Just so you know, I do help people find apartments for free. All you got to do is check out my website. Boom. I just kind of keep it down to earth like that. So whenever I get like replies for certain keywords, like certain DMs, you'll see on my social media, I say like comment help. I'm like, if you want to learn locating, comment help. Whenever someone comments help, IQ will fire off a comment and then a DM that's like, hey, what's up? Here's our breakdown video. You just want to keep it down to earth and don't overthink it. But yeah, you set up the scheduling in IQ by going to the marketing submenu, and then the DM automation by going to the automation submenu and either creating your own workflow with the right trigger, the Instagram or Facebook or whatever trigger, and then you can create your own replies in there like that. I hope that was helpful. Also, Nathan, I know you have IQ Premium. So if you go and click the little black chat icon, you have 24/7 Zoom support is what we offer for the $199 a month that you're paying. So let me show you where that is. Hold on. Add to stage. All right. So Nathan, do you see this one? Oh, snap, Nathan. I was talking about you in San Antonio earlier in this live Q&A. I was like, there's someone that does 45K in San Antonio. I forgot your name. It was Nathan. What's up, Nathan? I was talking about you in San Antonio earlier in this Q&A. That's funny. Okay, this is the little widget here, Nathan. So click into it because you have IQ Premium. You can drag it around. And then if you click on give it a second. It'll say like chat with us now or something. Yeah, it'll say like it'll say I'm on the dummy account, so I can't show you, but it'll say chat with us now. And then you just start a chat with my team and say, hey, can someone hop on like a quick 10-minute Zoom call with me? And I need help with this on like how to post. And then my team will get on Zoom with you literally 24/7. No, that's another thing. No other real estate CRM for $199 a month can even do like half the functionality of IQ, but then offer 24/7 Zoom support at any time. Like, we don't even promote that much often. So I guess I can promote it now. But yeah, you get 24/7 Zoom support for $199 a month. Like, that's crazy, right? And my team will hop on Zoom and be like, yep, you click on marketing, and then you click on, you see the social planner. So then you just set up all your social media right here. And then you can do, this is what you're looking for here, Nathan, evergreen queue post and then recurring post as well. So that's how you just create them to keep posting. IQ will just post it for you and stuff. Okay. So that's what you're looking for right here. Just get on with my team, click the chat icon, and they'll just literally like screen share and walk you through everything if you're stuck, or just go through the masterclass again. Other than that, that was all the questions from the Academy student and Skool students. So I guess I'll just pop in. I have 4 more minutes left. I'm just going to hop into the comments, answer anything else, and then I'm going to bounce because I have a call in like 5 minutes. Sometimes I locate myself because it's so easy. Okay, let's see here. Where'd my comments go? Oh, they got deleted. Okay, let's see here. Do you run meta ads for lead gen? What's up, Bechet? I do, but only for remarketing. Okay, only for remarketing. And the placements are feed only, maybe reels. Do you have a brokerage firm? Yes, we do. If so, how much is it monthly? It's $499 a month retainer, and the commission split is 85-15, 85 your way. And the reason it's that is because we offer like all of our software is included, collections is included. All the little perk programs, NAL rebate, NAL video, NAL connect to make more money with the utility free service. All of that is like covered in the retainer. And then it's only 15% that we take from you. We don't really promote our brokerage firm though. We just save it for like alumni Locator Academy students. We try to open it up to the general public. And I mean, it was like when we opened up our brokerage to the general public, it was so much teaching them because people would like not take the masterclass, but then they would try to sign up as agents. And then we just had to like teach them everything on how to use IQ, how to do this, how to do that. And we're like, why don't you just take the masterclass? Like, we're going to teach you all this anyways. And so over some time, we just realized that the agents that were actually getting the most results were our students anyways. So we're like, why don't we just make it a requirement? Like, so now you have to either take the full master class or be a Locator Academy student, just like Jessica or Jasmine or Tyler or Megan or Carlos or Lauren or Nathan. Like, you have to actually get into that before you're allowed to be sponsored. Hi, Umber. What's up? What's up? Y'all's follow-up is insane. What's up, Lucas? Yeah, here for it. Michael Levithan, does hiring a virtual assistant help? Yeah, for collections or follow-up. Like, if you get your virtual assistants to do like the pipeline follow-up, that helps. You know, you can hire them. We show you the platform to hire them in the course. It's better than like Indeed. It's better than Fiverr. So yeah, that's in there. We show you how to hire them out in the Philippines. Do you think it's better to do everyday family apartments or high ticket condos, high rise? Well, I would say the family apartments is better, Autumn. Thanks for asking. Because the thing is, you know, the everyday regular apartments, that's just kind of your bread and butter. You know, like, it's not like I help multiple people a day try to rent a high rise in some skyscraper for like 8,000 commission as a locator. Sometimes that happens, but it's more reliable to just help people like, hey, you want a 2-bedroom in Cedar Park? Okay, go here. And then they pay you $2,500 every time or more. Like, that's more reliable than helping someone lease like a studio at a skyscraper. So you could do both. If they come in, you know, you got lucky, someone wants to live downtown for a 2-bedroom, then help them. But I focus my marketing around everyday regular apartments because it's faster and quicker. That's like the basis of my income. Okay. I'm in San Antonio. Tell that Asian guy to call me and teach me. Dude, the Asian guy is in our Locator Academy. We taught him. Serena, I was told that here in Colorado for tours, we have to be on site even for virtual tours. Does this vary state to state? No, some apartments require that, but we have, like, Serena, I think you're in Skool. We might have it in the crash course for you, or it's in the masterclass. But basically, we have a script, an email template, and a pre-funded spokesperson 4K video. We give it to all of our masterclass students. We actually hired a spokesperson in 4K to like do a video reply as well, explaining to the property the 3 reasons that we actually work exclusively from home. And so we're arguing in that template why it's better for the tenant, which is most important, why it's better for their staff, and why it's better for us as agents. And we explain that in a template. You might have access to that video lesson in the crash course, Serena. Just go to the Skool, go to crash course. I think it's like module 3 or 4. It might be in there. If not, let me know. But basically, I guess I'll just answer right now. What you do is you email them the template. If you did a Zoom call, that helps because then you can like paste the recorded Zoom link. I'm pretty sure the email is like, hey, these are the reasons that we work exclusively from home. Number 1, it's actually more comfortable for the client that we're trying to help. There's not 2 professionals breathing down their neck to try to lease an apartment, right? So that's more comfortable for the client when they go alone and just go on tour with you guys. And then we go, number 2, we've done surveys with apartments and your own staff, leasing agents, prefer when the locators don't go on tour because it's as if we're trying to do their job for them. So your own staff gives us feedback. They would rather us stay home. Number 3, it's actually better for us because as a company, we can get through more calls and effectively help more, you know, members of our society find suitable housing because instead of driving around for 3 hours, we can help 10 people. So we tell them like, it's actually better for us because we can make more money and help more people find housing. So once we like explain that to them in the email template, we also have a 4K video that we attach in the email of like someone explaining this in a minute. And when you send that over, you have like over a 50% chance to get paid. They just pay you anyways because they read it, and we get feedback from a lot of our students who are like, you know what? Even if they don't switch to paying on send, they will say, hey, we read your email. It actually did make a lot of sense why it's better for everyone. Unfortunately, we're not going to, exclusively pay you on send, but we will at least pay this one invoice. Just going forward, you have to be out here. So like, it'll either save you and get you paid anyways, or sometimes you can change their whole mind and they just start paying on send. That's happened before to us. So there is a tactic that we teach to get paid on an apartment that's requiring you to escort anyways. It's already saved us thousands and thousands of dollars. So when I locate, I do it fully from home. Sometimes I have like 2 or 3 options on my list that require me to escort. I just add them anyways and send them out because I don't care. If they accidentally lease an apartment where I needed to show up, I just reply with my template. It works like more than half the time. So that's just my model. I just refuse to go on tour, but it is a good idea if it's your first month. Okay. Any device? Anita, I love locating and did well. I'm looking at getting back into it. Well, that's awesome, Anita. Any advice to getting invoices paid faster? The only real thing, Anita, with collections is just to choose the right brokerage firm that does it for you, unfortunately. We are working on a program called the Bulletproof Collections Blueprint, but we're not going to sell it to agents. We're just going to sell it to brokerage firm owners because a lot of them need support. But it's to just go with a broker that has collections pre-built. Because if you look, some of our students have tried to do it by themselves, but only 10% of our students that try to collect for themselves really reach 6 figures. For instance, one of our rare cases is Alex. Like he joined ALM 1.0 from like 5 years ago, our first program. And he collected by himself and he made 6 figures. I think he did 300K his first year, 340. But he's an ultra rare example. Most of our students need collections to be done for them. So that's just kind of the reality to it because there's just so many steps, It's not that collections is hard. It's just unorganized. So that's what it's about. Okay. Anything else I need to teach? Let's see. It was great. Texas Apartment Deals of the Month. It was great. I am learning all the things I didn't even know to ask. Oh, awesome. Yeah, awesome. I try to keep these more basic questions because towards the end of this Q&A, some of our Locator Academy students just came in here and started asking about paid ads. And I bet some of you guys are like, what the heck is an LSA? Or like, what is he talking about? Like conversion optimization. So I try to like not do the advanced questions right away so you guys don't just hop off. But cool. Angelina, what's the minimum budget needed? I think you're talking about paid ads. So for paid ads, the minimum budget is like $10 a day. You can make it work with $10 a day, but more like 20. It's more like 20. Yeah. So $600 a month, $20 daily budget is how you can actually drive a YouTube video into your survey and close people. It's just faster, and then more leads will happen for you in the month if you just scale up to 30 a day, then 40 a day, then 50 a day, like that, right? So yeah, but $20 daily budget, you can do paid ads with that, and then you would run a remarketing campaign on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram with $5 a day. And then a lot of our students don't ever go past like $10 a day for remarketing ads, right? And the strategy that we teach there is just to remarket to people that have started your survey. This is when you're more advanced, like way into our program, where we configure IQ. You're actually running an auto pre-qual survey. You're actually getting into paid ads, and all your automations on IQ are firing. Once you get to that stage, like late in our program, then you can do $5 to $10 a day remarketing budgets on Facebook and Instagram. But it all starts kind of with Google running a YouTube ad. And then if you want to test something different, you get into LSAs. And those are like local search ads on Google that are way better than the sponsored traditional keyword text. There's a lot of locators that run like traditional Google ads with the keywords at low scale. And it's as if they don't even know LSAs exist. Because I argue as a teacher that if you're going to do Google ads traditionally, you might as well do LSAs, the local search ads, because you're only charged in your local area when they become a lead, not by click. So the way we teach the Locator Academy is like start with YouTube, then maybe LSAs, but that's it. And then you remarket to everyone on Facebook and Instagram. Done, right? We just kind of keep it simple. But yeah, that's the answer to that. And then also a rule of thumb that we teach is like whatever your cold budget is for running YouTube ads, the remarketing should only be 20 or 30% of your cold. So to give you an idea, like if you're running $50 daily budget on YouTube, then your remarketing should be 20% of that, $10 daily, right? That's how you pair up remarketing with cold, is like it's always 20% of your cold, if that makes sense. Other than that, guys, I'm already late to my appointment and then I got to go buy some pavers and stuff. I hope that was helpful to you. We do these every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I suppose I can go ahead and end this media assets with what? With a testimonial, and then we'll go away.
Welcome to Steven's success story. He was brand new to apartment locating, and after we helped him fine-tune his CRM and really get comfortable using his locator database, he was able to close his very first apartment locator client from a 20-minute phone call, and his result led to an over $1,600 commission from that one quick phone call. Let's hear it from Steven.
First off, the support is amazing. I'm new to apartment locating, and this is amazing. Any question I had some software issues he helped me with, and he's always in the group, always in the paid group, always answering questions, totally on top of things. Pierre's a wealth of knowledge. I can only imagine it's going to be even more so with the support for the new course coming out. The program itself is incredibly in-depth. Pierre shows you how to master your database, which might not sound like it's a big thing, but it really is. Like I said, I'm new to apartment locating. I talk with people, and they think that I've been doing this for years just because I've mastered the database and have been able to pinpoint things for them. Like, for instance, I had a guy I'm here in Florida, who had been living in an Airbnb month to month for a couple months, and he could not find anything that he liked. We talked for about 20 minutes. I went through everything that he was looking for, and I put together a list for him. Off of that list, we found 3 apartment complexes that sounded good to him. He went out to the 3, picked 2 that he was a little torn between. He was looking for a 1-bedroom at the beginning, but decided to get a 2-bedroom because I think it was like $150, $200 more because they were running a special. So like I said, it's probably about a 20-minute conversation, also with him kind of venting about how hard it had been for him to find an apartment, and him getting the bigger apartment. I got a $1,660 commission off of that. So that's one of the things that just makes Pierre's course just so amazing to me.
If they can receive results, then so can you. Tap the link below, take the next step, and we'll see you on the other side.
See you later. Send me a DM on Instagram or Skool if you want to talk to me. Sometimes I voice reply. See you guys. Bye-bye.